The unknown regions of the Star Wars Legends galaxy are full of a variety of threats, and just downright weird places and entities, from dinosaurs who drain your life force to the ooze-based shapeshifter Nom Nal. But today we're going to be focusing on one particular planet and its associated cult, Endelaan. In a whole vast galaxy, you're likely to misplace some planets, and Endelaan was one such lost planet. Its historical significance is unknown, though a strong and dangerous mythology was built around it in the years after it disappeared. This mythology is central to an ancient cult called the Nebula. The Nebula believed that Endelaan being lost was a good thing, because if the planet were rediscovered, it would lead to the destruction of the galaxy. The actual mechanism of that destruction was unclear, but they were committed to keeping the planet a secret, and hunted anyone who may be trying to expose it. A group of adventurers at an indeterminate point in history wanted to find the planet, despite the difficulty of traversing the unknown regions, and built a ship called the Spiral Dancer to seek it out. They were not alone in their interest, and a minor crime lord named Subo the Hutt attempted to infiltrate their crew to learn what they knew of Endelaan, hoping to use the secrets of the planet, whatever they are, to grow his own power. Of course, he didn't infiltrate it himself, he converted one of their crew members to his cause. Even a minor Hutt crime lord is probably a bit conspicuous. The Spiral Dancer got its first big break in discovering Endelaan via another ship, the Antares Attrapp, which was rumored to have found the planet already, throwing a bit of a hole in the exploding galaxy hypothesis of Nebula, but I have my own theory on that for later. After Subo sent an enforcer to kidnap the last living relative of the Attrapp's captain, hoping to interrogate him for information pointing towards the ship itself, the Spiral Dancer rescued him, and the logs of the ship, once repaired, pointed to at least a general idea of Endelaan's location. After a final confrontation with Subo and his own flagship, the Codexin, the Spiral Dancer finally headed to the unknown regions to track down the planet. The search for Endelaan once in the unknown regions involved a series of basically public relations campaigns on different planets to gain local cooperation, though they were in many cases sabotaged by Nebula, who, aside from just straight up trying to kill the crew of the Dancer, also did some false flags in their name to ruin their reputation. Finally, one of the members of the Nebula defected to the Dancer, and after growing more local connections, they were directed to a giant supercomputer named Memos, which may be the Mistress Memos supercomputer in the world Fusi from some very old Star Wars comic strips. This information finally led to the rediscovery of the planet and the anticlimactic non-destruction of the galaxy, but it did cause other problems. The crew of the Dancer took up residence on the planet, but as with any mythologically significant location, other people aren't exactly going to leave it alone, and soon after the Dancer arrived, so too did a group of Mandalorians, led by Vipsanis from its flagship the Victus, which, considering the Spiral Dancer is described as able to carry a large crew and multiple starfighters, yet is hugely outclassed by Victus, seems to mean that it's a very large capital ship. Vipsanis was hoping to take up the mantle of Mandalore, starting with the conquest of Endelaan. After a protracted guerrilla campaign, the Spiral Dancer's crew was able to capture Victus's bridge, taking down Vipsanis and preventing whatever attempt at a new Mandalorian crusade may have followed. As a Star Wars role-playing game adventure, the specifics of Endelaan from the time period to what's on the planet originally are all fuzzy. The book where it appears, the Unknown Regions sourcebook, suggests the possibility of a planet with Order 66 survivors on it, or a planet populated by a species nearly eradicated by the Mandalorians, and I personally like that second option most. Considering the planet had clearly been discovered in some way before, this leaves the opportunity for the Nebula Front to have been basically formed from rumors spread by the survivors that the planet was dangerous in order to just hide the survivors. That's my opinion though. Nothing is, of course, solidly set out by an RPG sourcebook in that way, so there's really no such thing as a solid answer there. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I really like this one since the channel was essentially built on these kinds of RPG sourcebook topics and it's been a while since I've been able to do one. Thanks for watching and I hope to see you next time.